Okay, so I'm a trans guy, and I love seeing other trans people out in public. Like, when I see somebody, I'm like, I know your family. I get super, super, super excited. But the problem is, it has been over 13 years since I've started T. And so because of that, I am very cispassic. And so even though I may notice somebody and be like, hi, family, they don't exactly notice me. And the reaction is a lot different than I expect. So my girlfriend Haley, during San Francisco Pride, she noticed one of those moments and was able to explain it to me. So she's going to tell you what happened.
So we were a little bit lost, and we saw this beautiful person that we were asking directions from, and they appeared to be a trans woman. So Jason got all googly-eyed, like, oh, our people. It was very sweet. She gave us directions, and it was very helpful. And then I realized Jason had stopped talking and was just like, and yeah, she did not start looking at him like that. She looked a little puzzled. So at that point I knew she wanted to end the interaction. So I was like, thank you so much. Come on, Jason. And like grabbed his hand and was like, let's go. He's being all sweet. And I had to explain to him that people are going to think you're creepy if you do that. And maybe she even thought, you were staring at her a little too much. A nice little realization.
Yeah, and
that was also sweet.
But that's the hard part, right? Because even during San Francisco Pride, we were walking around and so many people just thought we were a cis straight couple. And so for me, I was just it was Pride weekend and we asked this trans woman for directions, and I was just smiling yeah, family, we're in town for Pride, and but we were red, as we usually are as a cis straight couple. So she just wanted to give us directions and keep on moving, and I didn't see that. And it's still, after 13 years, it is still so hard for me to realize that the rest of the world doesn't see me as trans. I know cis people in general don't, but when I see other queer people, I always have this thing from back before I transitioned, when I identified as more of a butch woman, and everyone just saw me and they just knew, versus now where most people see me and they have no idea. So now I get read as a creep when I'm happy that I see other queer people.
And we get read as allies when we're telling people Happy Pride.
Yeah. And that part really sucks. Because we are both very, very, very queer. Hella queer. The queerest of the queer. Times infinity. So, yeah. So anyway, that's our story. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride!